What's up, Zox fam? We're back with some more Etheria Restart. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. I'm sending you guys a ton of positive vibes, and I hope you guys' day goes amazing. We're going to be jumping into the Union and more specifically the Wyrm. I feel like I wanted to make sure that I had this documented so that you guys could get a better grasp as to why you might not be performing as well on the Wyrm disorder, and really honestly what the big gimmick is and what is it that is required for you to be able to potentially scale your score and or not die while you're trying to scale your score. Essentially what you have is a boss that is going to need to have debuffs on it. And the very first skill here is basically going to be the Spatial Whirlwind, where it is going to be hitting all of your allies for 2 hits, 250% damage. And basically if the user, which is the Wyrm disorder, has less than 2 debuffs, it basically is going to increase its multiplier to 400%. So if you don't have debuffs constantly rotating on this boss, it is going to absolutely obliterate you. Now, of course, with that, you have the Converging Stream, which is basically a 600% damage to a single enemy, applying an attack up to itself. You have the Black Hole, where it is able to simulate a black hole, dealing 450% damage to all enemies. Then it dispels 2 debuffs from itself before the attack. So again, cooldowns are going to be very necessary to have worked on. It also has the ability to defense ignore with this next skill, which is Digital Calibration. But the cool thing is that what they did is that if you place more than 1 debuff, and really it's for each debuff that you have on this boss, it's going to bring the defense breach down, which is the defense ignore, down by 33% per debuff. So that means you need a total of 3 in order to bring this down 99% for the defense ignore. You're either just going to be getting your hit for the 600%, or it'll be 600% plus 100% defense ignore, which is going to hurt way worse. Passive, which is data block, and the data block is going to be for each 1 debuff on Wyrm, damage taken is increased by 25%. So the more debuffs that you put on this, the more damage you can take, the less damage you take, and of course, that's just kind of the cycle there. Now, weak spot. So when Wyrm is attacked by a counter attribute unit, damage taken increases by 100%. So this, of course, is a dark attribute, which is disorder. So it's Wyrm disorder, Wyrm hollow, Wyrm odd, right? It's basically the Wyrm plus the attribute that it is. When you have the attribute advantage, you get a bonus for that. The last thing here for the last passive is self upgrade. So Wyrm gains 1 stack of self upgrade every 2 skills used. Basically what self upgrade is going to be doing is just a damage boost, right? So it's going to be getting stronger throughout the duration of the fight, but just know that if you're just basically following all of those requirements, you're not going to have that much of a difficult time, or if at all, a hard time with this boss. One more thing I will have to show you guys in combat though, because it's a thing that most people are probably just going to miss, and it's going to heavily affect how you're able to perform. Now, the boss mechanism is basically the Wyrm is immune to all controls effects and DOT effects, and its action bar and skill cooldown cannot be affected, okay? So yes, you have to use units that are actually just giving you organic turn pushes, not units that are, for example, absorbing and redistributing. Like Close can still be used here though, because she does proc a good amount of debuffs. And then I think the other thing you want to kind of be aware of is using units that have different debuffs, so you're not overstocking or overstacking on debuffs, right? So what we're going to do here, we're going to actually take out my Tiamat because I was testing her a little earlier. We're going to go with Close here. The cool thing is too, guys, is you can bring a friend. So if you don't have enough debuffs, it's okay. You can bring a friend, right? And that's going to make a huge difference for some of your team performances. So let's actually do that, right? So we got this Shiada here. I think Shiada in this one might be okay because she has a defense down. I want to see if she has something else. She is able to buff still, but that's not the debuffs we need. We might go with this Rahu. Let's see what he has. So he has a defense up, which is pretty nice. Follow-up attack buff. Defense down in the S1 is pretty good. And then, of course, we have Heinrich and Lilith here. They all have some pretty good gear on. So she has an AoE control, which doesn't work here. Slow, I think, is a part of manipulation, so I don't think that works. And delay also. So she's not going to be great here. Let's see. We got Heinrich. All right, so he has like some heal blocks. Okay, so he has a couple of different debuffs that could work really well here. We might go with Heinrich. Yeah, we might throw Heinrich in the mix. So let's actually see here. We might take out Leon. I'm gonna throw in that Heinrich and see what he can cook up here. And then we'll kind of see, we'll kind of gauge it from here. Because Close, we can't go for just shooting for straight damage. So yeah, let's do that. We're gonna just shoot for straight damage here. So yeah, we're just gonna go for trying to just land as many debuffs as we can, keeping the debuffs heavy. and then rotating with our pusher here, right? So yeah, we're looking pretty good on debuffs. We already got 3, which is going to suffice for satisfying us mitigating his damage ability, right? So the damage is super minuscule when you're actually respecting the gimmick, right? So if you have units that can also debuff, like for example, Evil Sania can also extend debuffs. So she's gonna be pretty potent here. She's gonna help out quite a bit. All right, so we still got 2, which is good, but that gives us some time rotating. Even though Hill Block doesn't like work, like technically, it's still a debuff that can land. Yeah, we're already at A rank. So yeah, going the damage route, it's a little risque, but it works. Nice. And the fact he can defense break in an S1 is actually pretty strong. There we go, good stuff, 34. All right, Messiah doesn't have to worry about anything for 2 turns. Dude, they're making his S3 pop up. That sequence is so sick. Yeah, so we're doing pretty well here on the damage front. And it's cool because, again, like the ability to be able to take advantage of your guild mates really does help with like the lack of investment you might have on your account, which is gonna be the case for a lot of people, right? All right, cool. Should have a couple more hits that's required for this. Nice. That turn gauge push was actually pretty good. Boom. Nice. We got that debuff, so that mitigates some of that damage there. There we go. Yep, defense down. It's nice. So now we're going to see some super scale damage. Yeah, his S3 proc is just so nuts. All right, so we're at 49. We got to get to 80. So 80 is the ultimate goal here. If we can get to 80, then we kind of just pop off at that point. But I don't know if the game's going to give it to me. We'll see. 51. Oh, double up on the S3 is crazy. So yeah, we're still getting some pretty solid rotations here. We did get the defense break. Nice. So we got at least 1 more turn with Messiah. So we'll still have, let's see who he hits here. Okay, he got rid of Heinrich, but Messiah survived. So we're really getting close to 80, right? There we go, we got double S at least. Okay, we got double S, so we did go up. we did go up. All right, sweet. That was actually a pretty good run. That was a pretty good run because that I was at S from the last time I tried it. Now we're at double S. So we'll get a couple more turns here. I don't know who he's gonna hit. All right, you went for the damage dealer. It's all right. So yeah, that's pretty GG. That's pretty good. That's really good. So yeah, as you can kind of see, if you're able to maintain those debuffs, it's gonna help out significantly with your ability to be able to score. And then from there, I mean, it's just really like building up your units more, getting more investment. Keep in mind, like my units are still 5-star. So I still got to get some of them to 6-star to be able to see max damage potential. They're still not fully skilled up. So yeah, there's a lot of things that could definitely be tweaked to make this run and operate better. And once you get those things, you're going to see a huge difference in your performance, right? So I think this mode is actually pretty good with what it's worth. I'm hoping in the future, once you are able to like you know, kind of score a certain way, they'll allow you to be able to like blitz it or something like that because you have like a set in score. But again, there's already so many QOL functionalities within the game. I'm just kind of excited to see that they've cooked so much, right? So yeah, guys, that's basically going to be that with the Wyrm disorder, kind of breaking it down. You know, just to kind of give you an idea, we'll have some more videos just kind of going over, you know, more specific team comps, but considering that we are in a testing phase, just want to kind of have everything documented so you guys can see what kind of content we have within the game, you know, kind of the idea around them. Some of these things are subject to change. But again, there is a high probability this will be exactly the same, you know, at release. So if you see this video on release, then yeah, that's just because this is exactly the same. So that's going to be basically that, guys. Everyone, stay blessed. Appreciate you guys for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.